Get ready for a quick quest guide for the Freeing King Awowogei part of Recipe for Disaster, in which the main rewards for completing are 10,000 cooking XP, 10,000 agility XP, the ability to use the Atoll teleport spell, increased access to the Culinaromancer's chest, and 1 quest point. You'll need to have completed the Another Cook's quest and additionally the Monkey Madness 1 quest before taking on this part of Recipe for Disaster. And when it comes to skills, you'll need to have at least 70 cooking and 48 agility. 65 combat is also officially recommended for this quest. While technically not required, having 43 prayer for access to protection prayers will also greatly help and is very highly recommended. Then for items, you'll want your Karamjan monkey Greegree and Monkeyspeak Amulet that you obtained during the Monkey Madness 1 quest. Keep in mind that the amulet is called M''Speak if you're looking for it in your bank. Additionally, if you've made them, then you'll want a gorilla, ninja, and zombie monkey Greegree. However, as I think most people will be coming into this quest without them, I'll cover obtaining them in this guide. You'll also want around 3,200 coins, a rope, a knife, and a pestle and mortar. When it comes to recommended items, you'll want a weapon and armor to defeat around 4 level 84 big snakes. And if you're making the Greegrees, then additionally to defeat a level 82 zombie monkey, a level 86 monkey archer, and a level 167 monkey guard. Specifically for the monkey guard, I would recommend having a ranged or magic attacking method to safe spot it, as fighting it in melee distance will cause it to constantly heal. Also, don't forget ammo or runes for this. You'll also want around 8 pieces of high healing food and 2 prayer potions to help deal with the combat and everything on Atoll. It can be helpful to have 1 or 2 pieces of food be summer pies as well to boost your agility level during the quest. Additionally, having a few extra pieces of backup food and potentially a 3rd prayer potion in your bank is helpful as well. You'll also want 1 potion to boost the combat style of your choice, so for example a combat or super combat potion if you're mostly using melee. And on top of this, you'll want 1 super anti-poison potion and to have 2 stamina potions to help with all of the running around involved. Finally, when it comes to teleports, you'll want 1 teleport to Lumbridge as well as a fully charged ring of dueling that can be worn to save an inventory space. Finally, if you're making the gorilla, ninja, and zombie monkey Greegrees, then you'll want around 5 to 6 empty inventory spaces at the start of the quest too. Though if you run into situations where more are needed, then you can eat some food to make space. Now we'll begin this quest within the Instance Dining Room in Lumbridge Castle, which is accessed from the ground floor. Inside, you'll simply want to click or right click on Awowogei and select Inspect before going through some dialogue with Aris, after which you'll officially start this part of Recipe for Disaster. Now let's head on over to Atoll. First, use your Ring of Dueling to teleport to Emmy's Arena, before running west to the Gnome Glider and selecting Glider on the Captain and choosing to take it to the Grand Tree, which is the most northwestern symbol on the map. After arriving, climb down the ladder twice and run southeast to Daero at the bar. Select Travel on Daero to wind up at the hangar, then select Travel on Wader to wind up at Crash Island, and then select Travel on Lumdo to arrive back at Atoll. Yes, it's a journey. After arriving, equip your Monkeyspeak Amulet and your monkey Greegree, turning you into a monkey, and in monkey form run a long ways west and then northwest through the jungle for quite a while, all the way until you reach the bamboo gates. Select to open the gates to be allowed through, and then go a little north and then east to the building with the food store around the middle of Atoll. Trade with the monkey Solarhib and purchase 1 monkey nuts and 1 banana from the store. Then close the store and run southeast to Awowogei's residence that's just south of the really large temple. Talk to the elder guard out the front and go through the chat to be allowed into Awowogei's room. Then talk to Awowogei, who's sitting atop his throne, and ask, "Do you have a favorite dish?" and continue through the chat, where he refuses to tell you anything. Now go south and talk to the elder guard again, going through the dialogue to be allowed to leave, and then run northwest a little and then further north before heading into the large temple, and make your way to the 3 monkeys at the temple's northwestern corner. Now talk to either of the 3 monkeys to enter a chat with all of them, and then ask, "Do you know anything about the king's favorite dish?" before continuing through the rest of the dialogue with them. Afterwards, be careful not to eat it, and right-click and use your monkey nuts with either of the 3 monkeys and go through the chat, whereby you'll learn that they're not good enough for the king and that you'll need tzatziki nuts. Next, be careful not to eat it, and right-click and use your banana with either of the 3 monkeys and go through the chat, where you learn that in fact you need a red banana. Now drop your monkey nuts and your regular yellow banana, and it's time to make some Greegrees. If you already have a gorilla, ninja, and zombie monkey Greegree, then skip to the timestamp shown on screen now. For those who are making the Greegree, run to the eastern corner of the temple and equip your ranged gear. From this spot, the fire pit will block the gorilla monkey guards from reaching you, and you can easily defeat them with ranged or magic. Also, thanks to the fact that you're not in melee distance when killing them, they also thankfully won't heal up when their health gets low. Use prayer and potentially potions to help the kill along, and after the monkey guard's been defeated, equip your monkey talisman and potentially Monkeyspeak Amulet once again before heading over and picking up the gorilla bones. Now just south of the fire pit will be a trapdoor. Carefully maneuver past the gorillas blocking it that you won't be able to run through before opening and climbing down a trapdoor to enter a room filled with zombie monkeys. Now pop on protect from melee and then wield your weapon, which will make you human and instantly see a zombie monkey attack you. Simply defeat this zombie monkey with your combat style of choice and then pick up the small zombie monkey bones that drop. Then run to a more isolated place within the cavern whereby the monkeys won't be attacking you before equipping your Greegree to once again enter monkey form, and afterwards return back to the climbing rope in the middle of the elevated area and climb it. Now run west and exit out of the temple, and just northwest of the bank symbol will be 2 monkey archers. Ensure that auto retaliate is turned off and then stand to the north of the eastern archer. Now pop on your protect from ranged prayer and afterwards equip your weapon to break your monkey form before attacking the monkey archer and defeating it. Once you've killed it, take the small ninja monkey bones that it drops and then run north a bit so that nothing is targeting you before equipping your Monkeyspeak Amulet and Greegree once again. Now that you're back in monkey form, run southwest a little and head over to the rune shop just besides the general store. Trade with 2-Tap the owner and purchase 3 monkey talismans from him before closing the store. 3 talismans and bones obtained. Now run west back to the bamboo gates. Select to open the gate to pass, and afterwards run south and then southwest for a while to the dungeon sign on the island. Once you reach it, climb down the bamboo ladder. Now get ready for the longest run of your life, and for this entire run, stay in monkey form, praying your protect from melee prayer if you ever find yourself in human form. Start by running east, and at the first fork in the road go north. From this point on, there are no more forks, and you just have to keep following the super insanely long winding path all the way through the dungeon. Make sure you sip your stamina potions as needed to keep yourself running at all times. As long as you're in monkey form, no monsters will harm you. Additionally, the roof will shake from time to time and you'll take a small amount of damage from falling rocks. You can negate this by standing under the covered sections in the cave that you can run under, but honestly I would just ignore the small amount of damage. You'll also run into spike traps which are easy to spot on the ground. Simply try to avoid running on them, as doing so will see you take a small amount of damage and become poisoned if you don't have poison immunity. Should you become poisoned, then just take a sip of your anti-poison potion. There are also 2 sections late in the cave whereby you'll see a rock. For these, stand 1 tile before it and then run over it in one go. If you don't mind taking some damage, then you can just run straight over it, but under no circumstance park yourself on the rock and stand still, as you'll be hit rapid repeated damage. Once you reach the end of the dungeon, the ceiling will stop shaking, and you'll find Zooknock and a few of his gnome friends hanging out. Talk to Zooknock and ask, "Can you make another monkey talisman?" before then selecting yes and finishing the chat. Afterwards, be very careful not to bury them, and right click and use your gorilla bones on Zooknock and go through the chat. And afterwards use one of your monkey talismans on Zooknock and again go through the chat. When the chat ends, just wait a moment, and after a short pause you'll get a gorilla Greegree. Now I think you know what's coming next. Once again, talk to Zooknock and ask, "Can you make another monkey talisman?" before then selecting yes and finishing the chat. Afterwards, be very careful not to bury them, and right click and use your small zombie monkey bones on Zooknock and go through the chat. And afterwards use one of your monkey talismans on Zooknock and again go through the chat. When the chat ends, just wait a moment, and after a short pause you'll get a zombie monkey Greegree. Alright, one more time. Talk to Zooknock for the third time and ask, "Can you make another monkey talisman?" before then selecting yes and finishing off the chat. Afterwards, be very careful not to bury them, and right click and use your small ninja monkey bones on Zooknock and go through the chat. And afterwards, use your final monkey talisman on Zooknock and go through the chat. When the chat ends, just wait a moment, and after a short pause, you'll get a ninja monkey Greegree. And just like that, you now have a gorilla, zombie, and ninja monkey Greegree. And you'll now want to use your Ring of Dueling to teleport to the Ferox Enclave before running west and drinking from the pool of refreshment to restore your stats. If needed, you can resupply on food, and more importantly, prayer potions now as well. But I'd keep at least 4 inventory spaces free, and you can also now deposit any leftover coins you have, as well as your Karamjan monkey Greegree. Note that you'll need to keep your gorilla, ninja, and zombie monkey Greegrees on you though. Once you're ready, it's time to head to Crash Island. Firstly, use your Ring of Dueling to teleport to Emmy's Arena, before running west to the Gnome Glider and selecting Glider on the captain and choosing to take it to the Grand Tree, which is the most northwestern symbol on the map. After arriving, climb down the ladder twice and run southeast to Daero at the bar. Select Travel on Daero to wind up at the hangar, and afterwards select Travel on Wader to wind up on Crash Island. After arriving on Crash Island, take a sip of your anti-poison potion and run east to the dungeon sign, past the aggressive snakes that can poison you. Then get ready to enter a multi-combat zone filled with level 84 snakes that attack with melee. Pop on your Protect from Melee prayer and drink a sip of your potion that boosts your combat style of choice, and then select to enter the pit before selecting "Yes, I'm hard as nails" to drop down into it. Once inside, you'll instantly be attacked by multiple level 84 big snakes that you'll need to defeat. Avoid the walls teeming with snakes, as standing next to the wall will see you take unavoidable poison damage that hits through poison resistance. Simply stay around the middle of the room and attack the snakes to defeat them while keeping your Protect from Melee prayer active. Every time you defeat a snake, it will drop a snake corpse that you'll want to pick up, and you'll want to kill 4 snakes and pick up 4 snake corpses before climbing up the rope to exit out of the pit and then running west back to the crashed gliders. Now select Travel on Lumdo to then travel back to the Ape Atoll before equipping your Ninja Monkey Greegree and your Monkeyspeak Amulet if you're not already wearing it. Now in monkey form, run a long ways west and then northwest through the jungle for quite a while, all the way until you reach the bamboo gates. Select to open the gates to be allowed through, and then run northwest whereby you'll see a tree with red bananas. Now equip your Gorilla Greegree and then use your rope on the red banana tree to obtain a red banana, and afterwards use your knife on it to get a sliced red banana. Now repeat this 3 more times, using your rope on the tree to get another banana, before using your knife on it to slice it. Once you've done this 3 more times, you should now have 4 sliced red bananas in your inventory. Following this, equip your Ninja Greegree and then run east for a while before going southeast whereby you'll find a stream. Cross over the bamboo bridge to the other side of it and then run southwest to the start of the Ape Atoll course. If you've got a summer pie, then have a bite of it now to boost your agility level, and then jump onto the stepping stone before climbing up the tropical tree and swinging across the monkey bars. Afterwards, climb up the skull slope. Then go a tad southeast and swing the rope to cross the river, whereby you'll see a hole just southeast of you. Enter into this hole to find a magnificent monkey nut bush. Afterwards, pick a cheeky monkey nut from the bush and then use it with your pestle and mortar to create paste. Afterwards, use one of your snake corpses with the paste to turn one snake corpse, sliced red banana, and a nut paste into a raw stuffed snake. Then repeat this 3 more times, picking the nut, using your pestle and mortar on it to make paste, and then using your snake corpse on the paste. And after this is all completed, you should have 4 raw stuffed snakes. Now climb up the exit rope and select to climb down the tropical tree to your north to finish off the agility course and potentially complete a hard achievement diary task while you're at it. Now run north and cross the bamboo bridge before continuing northeast to the temple. Enter into its western entrance and then make your way to the trapdoor along the eastern wall. Once again, you might need to be patient with the gorillas that can block your path. When you reach the trapdoor, open and climb down it, and then run down one of the bamboo ramps and stand in between the ramps on the lower level. Along the eastern wall, you'll notice a crack. Equip your zombie monkey Greegree to transform into a zombie monkey, and then select to enter the exit crack. Once inside, walk west and cross the hot coals, which will bring you to an interesting rock surrounded by lava. Now use your raw stuffed snake on the rock and pray that you don't burn it. This requires 70 cooking, and thankfully you do have backups in case you burn a few. Once you have at least 1 cooked stuffed snake, then use your Lumbridge teleport to head to Lumbridge, and then ensure that you're wearing your Monkeyspeak Amulet. Now run west into Lumbridge Castle, enter into the dining room and go to Awowogei. Now being careful not to eat it, right click and select to use your stuffed snake on Awowogei and go through the chat with him where he teaches you the Atoll spell. Before bam, quest complete. You'll be awarded 10,000 cooking XP, 10,000 agility XP, the ability to use the Atoll teleport spell, increased access to the Culinaromancer's chest, and 1 quest point. Provided Awowogei was the final dinner guest that you freed, you'll now enter a cutscene whereby Aris resumes time and the Culinaromancer leaves, vowing to return. However, Aris says that you'll have to go after him and stop him. After the cutscene finishes, you'll wind up back in the normal dining room with a glowing portal to the south of it. Thanks so much for watching, catch you in the next quest.